Hi everyone. I wanted to go through a second, harder example with truth tables. So here we have this really big sentence. We have one half of this conditional is itself a conditional with nots in there, and the second half is a couple of conditionals. So there's a lot going on here, and I figured if you could do this example, then all the other ones shouldn't be too bad. So I wanted to talk through this one. So, like other examples, we have P and Q. So let's write out our truth values. We have all the combinations, which is when they're both true, one of them's false, one of them's true, and they're both false. Right? These are the combinations. I've gone through that in previous videos. So not P is the opposite of P, which is false, false, true, true. And not Q is the opposite of Q, which is just false, false, and true. Now I should mention that the reason why I wrote these all before starting the video is because these are all the components that are in this sentence. There's P, there's not P, there's Q, there's not Q, and then there are these more complex statements where it has not P and not Q, or P and Q, all those different combinations. So I figured I'd break them up piece by piece. So the next column here is if not P, then not Q. Okay, so this is a conditional. Remember, a conditional is only false when the antecedent is true and the consequent is false. So the antecedent is true here and the consequent is false there. So that means that this is false. Every other situation, it is true. That's just basic conditional reasoning. Okay, next one is if not P, then Q. Okay, so again, same idea. Let's look at the not P column. Let's look at Q. And we say, when is not P true, these two, when is Q false, this one. So this row of 2 here is the only time this sentence is false. That's the only time where the antecedent is true and the consequent is false. The rest are true. Okay? Now let's go to this one. We have not P, so if not P, then Q, and that whole piece, horseshoe P. So that's taking 2 different things. It's taking this one, which we'll put in just a nice little blue, and this one, which is just the basic P. Okay, so again, when the antecedent, which is this whole piece, that's what the parentheses are notating there, is true, and the consequent is false. So out of all these, the consequent is false only in this last piece. So this is true, and that is false. Therefore, this sentence is false only that time. The rest of the cases, it is true. Great. So now we have to go to this great looking sentence. We have a couple pieces here. We have if not P, then not Q. That's this column here. So let me use some yellow. And then the next part of the conditional is this one we just discovered here, which is the second half of it. Great. So let's figure out, using the same thing we did before, when the conditional is false, and we'll work from there. So when is it the case that this antecedent is true and the consequent is false? Well, let's see. The antecedent is true in 3 of the 4 cases. So true, true. Okay, that means it's true. I'm only looking at the yellows here, remember. True, true. That's true. False, false. That's true. And finally, if true, then true. That's just true. So look what we found here. We found that this sentence is actually true all the time. This is a tautological statement. No matter what the values are for P and Q, in all possible situations, you discover that all of the values lead to true. So, of course, I knew that to begin with because this is actually an axiom of propositional logic, which means it's something that's true. So, if you happen to recognize that, very great for you. It means that it has to be true. So, this sentence, by just using a truth table, we've deduced is tautological, meaning it's always true. So again, this is a harder example. If you can feel comfortable with this example, then you're probably doing great. I'll probably keep posting examples just to help you out. If you need anything, let me know. Email me. I will do my best to post as many videos as I can, so long as you find them helpful. But yeah, thank you.